Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the channel, welcome to another Gran Turismo 7 opinion piece. In this one I am going to discuss why I think update 1.20 has ruined tyre wear in Gran Turismo 7. So in update 1.20 there was a part of the update, deep down in the text it said pretty much, well, it said exactly what it says at the top of the screen there. It says, adjusted the simulation for tyre heat generation and wear ratio. This adjustment makes it easier to see the remaining tread. Now, I don't dispute that this adjustment that they made has made it easier to see the remaining tread on the tyres, but what it also done in my opinion is actually break the tyre wear. Or certainly the way the tyre wear works, and to be, in my opinion, makes tyre wear far less realistic than it used to be before update 1.20. So the footage on the screen here right now is a daily race C from a couple of weeks ago. It was a Group 4 cars around Sardinia Road Course A. It pretty much became an Alpha 1551 make. This was a race that I did. We kind of actually had a really good race. We made our way up from P16 up into P5. And in 4th place we have Bert's in front of us, and in 6th place behind us we have Key 25. Now in the bottom right hand corner there you can see our respective tyre wears at this point. Now what is my problem with this? Well, the problem I have with this is that my tyres are significantly in better shape than Bert's tyres and a good bit better than Key's tyres as well. However, the way the tyre wear works now after 1.20, this provides me with zero advantage. Despite the fact that I've got significantly more tread left on the tyres, I don't actually have a grip advantage, because the way the tyres work now is that you pretty much have to run the tread down to 10% before you get any effective grip loss. Whereas before update 1.20, the grip loss was kind of gradual as the laps went on. You would lose a tenth here, a couple of tenths here, and as the tyres wore down to around, you got kind of maximum grip for around the first 10%, then you lost maybe 3-4 tenths, half a second over the course of the next 10%, and then the tyre would gradually degrade in a much more natural fashion. Now it's just pretty much grip, 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 tiny loss of grip, tyre completely dead. And once you lose the tread, so you go from being able to do almost the same lap times you could when your tyres were at maximum tread to pretty much the car being undrivable. So let's take a look at how tyre wear works after 1.20 and then compare it to how it used to work in before 1.20 in Gran Turismo 7 and also in Gran Turismo Sport. So the test we have set up here is we're in the GT4 or Group 4 Porsche Cayman. We are around a very short Lago Maggiore track. Now the reason for that is I just wanted to be able to repeat the exact same lap time over and over again if possible. We've got racing soft tyres on, we're at times 5 tyre wear, and I have turned fuel on so that fuel is not an impact factor in the lap times. And you can see as we come to the end of lap 11 of a 20 lap race, our tyre wear, we're around about 60% wore on the tyres, but that's had pretty much zero impact on our lap times. Fastest lap is a 47.6, and we are still doing, as we move forward in the footage a little bit here to lap 15, we just finished lap 14, we've done a 47.8. So despite the fact the tyres are, you can see the front right tyre there, sorry, the front left tyre, I always get my right and my left mixed up, you'd think at 41 years old we're a little bit better at that. But yeah, the front left tyre is got around about 10% worth of tread, but we're still pretty much able to do the exact same lap times we could when we had 100% tread. Now I've watched a lot of motorsport over the years, and I have never known any racing series to have tyres that perform the way the tyres now do in Gran Turismo 7. So as we come here to complete lap 15, this is really the first lap where tyre wear becomes a factor. We've went about 6 tenths of a second a lap slower there on lap 15, and the tyre wear, where the tread is down to what, 95% worn. Over the course of this lap though, we are going to lose the tyre completely as we come through turn 3, I guess here. We're going to come down to the first sector, and you're going to go see we've gone from pretty much being able to do 14 laps at exactly the same pace, a lap a little bit slower, and now we're 1.5 seconds slower through the first sector. And by the time we get to the end of this lap, we're going to do, I think it's a 50.7 we do. We've got no tread left on the tyre whatsoever, and now the car's undrivable. The car is gone. It's gone from You know, as I said, 14 laps of doing the same pace, 1 lap where the tyre wear just kind of goes a little bit, to now the car is completely undrivable. Now, if you're in an FR car, you can kind of nurse the car around. If you're in an MR car in Group 3, once your tyres get to this state, race over. You cannot go round the corner. And as I said, I've watched a good bit of motorsport over the years, and I've never seen any kind of performance of tyres at like this, whether it be F1 or touring cars or GT3 cars. It seems completely unnatural, totally unrealistic to just have grip, little loss of grip, tyres dead. Now, before 1.20, the tyre wear worked in a completely different manner. Now, I can't go back to a previous version of Gran Turismo 7, but what we can do is we can fire up Gran Turismo Sport, because the way the tyre wear worked in early Gran Turismo 7 or before update 1.20 was pretty much or probably identical to how the tyre wear worked in GT Sport. So here we are doing exactly the same race, exactly the same conditions, and you can see by lap 10 our kind of tyre wear and our lap times have dropped off by around about 3 to 4 tenths of a second. As we come to start the last lap, we're now doing 47.6s, 47.4s, 47.6s. Our fastest lap is a 46.7, so the tyres have degraded around about a second's worth in lap time over the course of the race. But unlike the tyre wear now in Gran Turismo 7, we can at least still drive the car, we can still bring this car home. The tyres just don't go off a complete cliff all of a sudden, you know, from doing identical lap times to then just going off a cliff. The tyres in before update 1.20 just had that gradual degradation as the tyres started to wear. You got 3-4 laps of really good grip, and then it would just drop off by a few tenths. A much more realistic way for tyres to behave, in my opinion, and just felt more realistic. And the biggest problem I've got with this though, and the biggest problem I've got up with this new update on the tyre wear model, is it pretty much kills strategy, or certainly kills strategy options, because the days of being able to kind of do a really early undercut from the harder tyre compound onto a softer tyre compound and then just nurse those tyres home at the end, they're gone. Those days are gone. Pretty much the tyres have got a finite lifetime now for the drivers. If you're betting tyre wear, you might get an extra lap out, and this will be demonstrated in the racing strategy guide for Daytona tomorrow. But yeah, in the past you could kind of maybe pit 3-4 laps earlier than some of your competition, get a massive undercut, and yeah, your tyres would be struggling towards the end, your lap times would be a good bit off, a second and a half off. You may come under pressure from some of the drivers behind you who have not gone for such an early pit stop, but at least you could bring the car home. And if the circumstances worked out for you and they ended up getting involved in some battles and you managed to work that undercut, get a little bit of clear track, and you could really make some rather crazy strategies work in Gran Turismo 7. It was one of the strengths of the game. It's one of the reasons I really got into GT Sport, was the fact that it wasn't just about being able to drive fast, it wasn't just about your time trial pace, it wasn't just about how quick were you. There was other elements to the racing in Daily Race C. Looking after those tyres allowed you to take advantage of, whether we had a couple of different tyre compounds, it allowed you to take advantage of having a kind of wider range of strategies available to you. Now maybe I'm a little bit biased here, to be fair, because tyre wear was, and still is, I guess, to a certain extent, a strength of mine. But yeah, I do feel that this update after 1.20 has killed the tyre wear. It's killed how good the tyre wear used to be in GT7, GT Sport. I actually thought it was really one of the strengths of the game. But further than that, I think it's just killed strategies, or certainly the range of strategies that are going to be available to the drivers. And it's just nowhere near as realistic as it used to be. It kind of feels very gimmicky. It feels like they're kind of really put an emphasis on pace now. And I get it. Some people, from what I'm seeing, listening to other people, they quite like this new tyre wear. And maybe a lot of people think it should just be how fast you can drive. But I think, there's other skills when it comes to driving. Consistency, looking after your tyres, staying out of trouble. And I think with this new update on the tyre wear, they have... They've delivered a little bit of a killer blow to my kind of enjoyment of the game. which is a big shame. I've got so many good memories of Gran Turismo Sport and early Gran Turismo 7 before 1.20, where we made kind of some extreme strategies work, where we went for huge undercuts and then we were able to kind of just, you know, look after the tyres over the second part of the race and bring home some really nice results. Also, I remember battling drivers who were much faster than me. I had no right to battle with them on pace. I couldn't battle with them on pace, but because of the way the strategies worked out and because I had better tyres towards the end of the race, I could take them on, I could beat them. I think those days are gone, folks. I really do. I think those days where, you know, you can make a extreme strategy work, or, you know, the tyrewear is the deciding factor between you and a different driver or a faster driver, and allows you to compete. No longer, folks, no longer. Update 1.20 for me is pretty bad for the game. Let me know what you think though. I suspect I'm maybe in the minority here. Certainly, as I said, from what I've been hearing from other people talking about in other streams. But yeah, you may have noticed I've not been streaming too much over the last couple of weeks, and this is a big part of that. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for listening to me rant on for the past 11 minutes. I appreciate it if you made it to this part of the video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye now.